Hello there, welcome. Hope you are having a great day today. We are talking about Judges chapter 19. And I'll be honest, today's chapter is kind of a hard chapter, and you'll see why here in just a minute. So, at this point in history, Israel still has no king. A man from the tribe of Levi brings home a woman from Bethlehem to be his concubine. And she later becomes angry with him and returns home to her father. The man waits for about 4 months and then goes to her father's house to try and persuade her to come home. Well, her father keeps trying to get him to stay, and he does stay, and he does stay, and he finally leaves with the daughter, and he finally leaves to head home, and during this trip home, he cannot find a place to stay. They can't find a place to stay. Finally, they find a place. A man offers the place, and during the night, these basically evil men come, and they're troublemakers. They come and they want to have sex with this man. So this guy is staying with someone on his way home to Bethlehem with his concubine, and these evildoers come to the man's house he is staying, and they want to have sex with this man who is traveling. Well, the host says, "No, but I will give you my virgin daughter." And they say no to that, and instead they give the traveling man's concubine to these evil people, and those men are basically able to rape her and do whatever they would like. So you can see that this is kind of a hard chapter. So I want to read to you a footnote that comes from verse 30. It says, "The horrible crime described in this chapter wasn't Israel's worst offense. Even worse was the nation's failure to establish a government based upon God's moral principles, where the law of God was the law of the land. As a result, laws were usually not enforced and crime was ignored. Sexual perversion, murder, and lawlessness were byproducts of Israel's disobedience to God. Whenever we abandon God and His Word, all sorts of evil will likely follow. Our drifting away from God may be slow and almost imperceptible, with the ultimate results affecting a future generation, or it can occur dramatically when we fail to speak up for abused and disenfranchised people. We must continually call people to God and work toward the establishment of God's reign in the heart of every person. The Israelites weren't willing to speak up until events had gone too far. A tragic event woke people up. Who is going to speak up today?" And you need to read today's chapter, because it doesn't stop with this woman being allowed to be raped. Something happens at the end of the chapter that is even more disturbing, and you need to go read it to see what I'm talking about. So thank you guys for watching today. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time.